Hey, it's Aaron, metal theologian. It's kind of a mix of stuff I've been listening to lately. I've talked about this before. I usually tend to get into one genre and sort of fixate on it. But lately it's really been kind of still a little bit of hip hop here and there. I've been listening to a lot of jazz. And I've been listening to some metal too, like this one, man. I've been listening to this one a lot lately. This is an Italian band called Sabotage. And it's funny because this was on Trans Euro Records, which says it was marketed by Azra. So there's another one that I suppose could have gone in that Ironworks video that I've done twice now, trying to collate all those Metal Storm and Ironworks and all the other related records. But yeah, it's funny. These guys are Italian. They don't sound as Italian as some Italian bands. They don't quite have that sort of special something. But it's just a really good record, man. So I'm not going to complain. I actually have a soda today, too. So let's talk about this, then we'll get into a few other things here. So I just saw this actually at my local supermarket. This is Zenshi brand. It's not really that obscure or anything, but this is a sparkling yuzu juice drink. And honestly, I don't even know what a yuzu is. I've heard of it before, but there's some pulp at the bottom. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a tip, but I don't want to fuck everything up when I crack this open. And by fuck everything up, I mean splash the drink into the box of 45s that's right under the mounted bottle opener. No worries, everything's good. Yeah, it's not great. It's a little bit citrusy. It says citrus infused. You know what it tastes like? It's like if you take a soda, like a really light soda, and so you have your carbonation, your sort of sparkling aspect in that, and then there's a flavor in there. But it's the flavor doesn't have any identity. It's just here's the flavor. That's sort of make it so it isn't too bland. But it doesn't seem really specific. It's not really. It's really not great. Yeah, I mean, after a couple sips, I'm getting a little bit more of it, but it still feels really sort of generic. You know what I mean? Almost I don't know, just kind of plain. You know what I mean? Just kind of, it's like it's missing something. I don't know. It's not terrible. If I were at your house and you offered me one, I'd probably take it, but I wouldn't be jumping for joy either. If you offered me a Moxie, I'd be like, oh yeah, fuck that, I'd hand that over right now. If you said I have this sparkling yuzu soda, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. So, one sort of little project I've had going on for a while is there are all sorts of little things that a lot of one-offs. Specifically, actually, a lot of these are singles, single-only releases by certain bands that I like. And there's sort of a certain number of these I've kind of been wanting to get my hands on over the years, but there was always either a price a little bit higher than what I wanted to spend or something like that. So I've sort of been picking these up as I go. And I didn't get all these recently, but there are a few examples of that sort of thing here. Where it's sort of like a 45 that I thought about getting for a long time before I actually did it. I then kind of went, why did I wait so long? But on the other hand, I don't know, man. Getting older, you know what I mean? It's how much longer do I want to wait until shit turns up, you know? So yeah, we could probably sample through a couple of these too, man. I mean, here's one. I might have actually shown this one before, but yeah, I went ahead and got a Kings of Speed by Hawkwind. And of course, the B-side there is Motorhead with the violin solo with it. I'll throw that on for a minute. I'll probably get an ad put on the video for it, but whatever, it's cool. It's so funny that song has a violin solo in it. I'm just kind of fascinated by the phenomenon of that. I think maybe I'll let a couple of these run a little bit, sort of go back and forth between these and some of the other records I've been playing, because it's kind of a weird mix, you know? I guess it's Sabotage. I've been seeing a lot of action. Let's fire up this bad boy. Come on, get on the fuck. There we go. It's funny, I'm trying out a different turntable, so like the controls I have to pay a little more attention to than I usually do with the B&O, but this isn't a gear channel, so we'll just leave it at that. First of all, look how slow it is, you know? It's fucking fantastic though, man. It's still like one of the greatest songs. This is my favorite Motorhead song too, like on this shit. So speaking of shit that sounds really good, man, I pulled this out. Again, watching Metallurgy, they were talking about Sodom. And Jurgen showed this record. I was like, fuck, I haven't pulled that out in a while. And that one's great, you know? So yeah, there's the Experts of Sodomy 12-inch. You gotta love the made-up word. It's tempting to like sort of crack wise about the fact that there were non-native English speakers making up English words, but Slayer did it too, so hey, what are you gonna do? Yeah, Sodomy and Lust. I remember that song was a big deal when it came out. That's like one of the greatest riffs ever though, I'm telling you, man. No joke. Yeah, the fucking chorus. Bath in sin, sadistic souls, break their crust, sodomy and lust. That's one of the all-time great rhymes right there, too. Yeah, this one's beginning to play. Actually, this one I've kind of been playing a lot, too. Sort of out of all the sort of realms that I was teasing there, but, this is such a cool record, man. I like Septic Death so much. It's funny, the violin solo. Because I don't listen to a whole lot of like of this kind of punk, you know what I mean? Like the hardcore stuff. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I latched onto these guys and I was kind of young. But I'll take them any day of the week over, you know, any of those DC bands, Minor Threat, Fugazi, fucking Discharge. Nah, they weren't from DC, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not down on any of those bands. Well, I'm kind of down on Fugazi. Actually, I've always thought they were lame, but yeah. I've been playing this one a lot too. I should have showed this a few videos ago because a good friend from the comment section sent me some shit from Europe. And this Jerusalem record, I've been listening to a lot, man. The only one that I already had was their first full length, which was a cool, like, late 70s hard rock record, but not really, like, groundbreaking. Honestly, this one isn't really groundbreaking either. It's just a fun record, man. I don't know, I just like the songs. Even, like, sort of the slower jams on this one aren't too bad. Like, the whole, like, Jesus theme. Maybe if I were listening more closely, it'd be, like, overbearing and shit, but, you know, like on that Petra Live album, which is really crappy, by the way. But this record is just awesome, man. I'm really digging this, you know. I just based on the cover, I would expect this to be the Jerusalem record I would latch onto, you know. But there we go, man. I love that record. All right. Let's go to the next 45. Went for one of these Hawkwinds, too. A Silver Machine, but I'll leave that one aside for now. Yeah, the next one we're going to go to is the Pink Fairies, man. Because the Pink Fairies were a great band. The first, I kind of fucked up when I first discovered them. Because when I heard about them, like, based on their reputation, the first one I ever actually came across was Kings of Oblivion, which I thought was kind of crap. And I still don't really like, actually. So I kind of went, and it kind of put me off for a while, but then I heard they were really great, so I got my hands on the first two eventually. Those are both fucking fantastic, man. Never Neverland and What a Bunch of Sweeties. But the real white whale is this bad boy, the Snake single. So, I probably heard the Tank cover of this before I heard the original version. this thing is like 1970-ish. It fucking rocks, man. Yeah, the B-side of this record is a song called Do It, which got covered by the Rollins Band, so there you go, man. You know, he would be picking some, like, boring-ass piece of shit song, you know? Because, unusually among musicians, Henry Rollins has really good taste in music. Such a classic riff, man. I gotta love the delay on the vocals and shit, too. So I really like Future Shock by Herbie Hancock. But based on its reputation, I was very hesitant to check this out, but I finally did. Got this at a local shop like a week or two ago. I listened to it a few times. It really sounds like he was trying to remake Future Shock, and like I wouldn't say these are leftover ideas, but it doesn't even seem like they were leftover ideas. It seems more like they were just like trying to like reuse the same ideas from the first one, from the first of these sort of electronic ones, the way that one was. And I don't know. I mean, I ended up grabbing it because he looks so 80s there, and this record sounds really 80s too. I mean, it's not. It's really. It's funny. This is more dated sounding than like a 60s records, you know. I finally broke down and got this because I was like, you know, there's no Herbie Hancock record that I've heard that's been terrible. I even kind of like Sunlight. I was like, if I can handle Sunlight, I can probably handle this. And that's pretty much where it falls, honestly. It's really not a bad record, but do I recommend it? Not really. I mean, Future Shock I recommend. But this one really, I don't know, man. It just feels a little bit tired by comparison, you know? I feel like I'm coming down harder on it than it deserves, because I kind of like the record, actually. But, I don't know, man. It's weird. In certain places, it sounds even more dated than Future Shock. Maybe it's because it was a little bit... I mean, I think this was like 85, this record. 84. And I don't know, it's some of the same band, like Bill Laswell's on here. Oh, Wayne Shorter's on the song, you know, but... Anton Fier's actually on a few songs, too. Anyway, definitely not a great record. Probably not in the top, like, 10 Herbie Hancock records you want. But it's really not terrible, either. This one, though, I've been playing a lot, man. I kind of forgot about this record. I should have came across it. I was going through my jazz shit, looking for shit to listen to. But this Rag Pananen one, Horoscope, I guess it's some sort of like legendary private pressing, whatever. But I mean, the fact is I learned about a lot of this shit because someone will take a record like this and take the trouble to reissue it. And I'll be like, well, if someone cared that much, it's probably worth a listen, you know? So that's kind of how I learned about jazz, kind of slapdash. But, you know, I found a lot of cool stuff that way, too. So I'm not going to, you know, be too argumentative when it comes to a process that's been successful. Yeah, Matti Rag Pananen. And I don't really know what his deal is. This isn't really a straight jazz record. I mean, it's very electric and it has some influences, but like, it's not really like fusion in the way you would expect either, like a lot of the 70s Finnish stuff kind of is, you know? It's, like, it feels like it's not just straight jazz, but doesn't ever really feel like a rock record, even though it kind of has a few sort of rocky moves in there, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but, yeah, it's an unusual record. Anyway, I've been digging it a lot. If you want to hear something different, that's definitely one that I do recommend. That Rag Pananen one. So I'm trying to keep these straight while I'm doing this. I should probably do this later. So let's do this one next. Fucking Warning by the Ainsley Dunbar Retaliation. If y'all haven't heard this, you should. Doing this by hand. I haven't done this in a while. There we go. Fucking pulled this one out the other day, though. It's funny. All things being equal, this shouldn't be one of my favorite Sun Ra records. And I don't know if I'd really put it in the top 5 as far as, like, shit that I'm sort of recommending, you know? But, this is one I reach for kind of a lot, you know what I mean? There's something about... It's kind of a mellow record compared to a lot of his stuff. And sort of tuneful, but in a way that's just interesting, you know what I mean? The songs go to places you don't really expect. And it's mellow, but it's not boring, you know what I mean? Like, not at all. It's like a record you can put on, like, while you're working or something like that, and also a record you can just, like, lie down on the couch and just listen to, you know? It sort of works in both those ways. So, yeah, Languidity, it's, 78. It's been reissued a few times. I mean, this isn't original either, you know? So, it's probably one of the easier ones to find, really. And it's really cool. I don't know if it's the most representative of Sun Ra, but it's a cool record. What else? I'm going to shout this one out real quick. I don't know if I've digested this one well enough to say anything, but I've talked so much shit about ECM in the past that I just sort of have to shout out the Steve Tibbetts record, which a local friend here turned me on to. We were at the store, he was like, oh, I mean, hey man, you should check this out. Also, not really a straight jazz record in a lot of ways, but it's nowhere near like the kind of new agey shit that, like, you know, a lot of the ECM stuff sort of drifted into, you know? It kind of has one of those covers, and I mean, it's from 85, or 86 even. It's recorded 85 to 86. But this is a cool record, man. It just goes all sorts of weird places. It has voices on the back, but it's like ambient. You wouldn't even know they were singing on here, because not that kind of singing, you know? And yeah, guitars, kalimba, and tapes, so what Steve Tibbetts plays. So I suppose that's a little bit of a hint there too, you know? Because tapes means electronic shit. I pulled this one out again, because I was talking shit on it on some forum the other day, and someone was like, oh, I love that record. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna give it another chance. Okay, this is The Devil a Daughter by Incubus, which is on the super collectible and, ultra hip Guardian label, but it's really just not that heavy and kind of lame. Except this last time that I played it, I was like, you know, so I'm starting to dig these songs a little bit. It's not very heavy, and like when I got this, I was probably just really pissed because I was expecting it to be better, even though I'd heard it was bad, but I still wanted to, I don't know, I just wanted it to be more rockin' than it is, I guess, you know? And it's really not, but like if you can handle it, it would be unfair to call this an AOR record, okay? But having this to a certain degree sort of acquired a taste for that sort of like wimpier metal, if you will, this record's really not that bad, you know? So I'm gonna back off a little bit on some of the shit that I've talked in the past. I mean, is it worthy of being on the Guardian label? I mean, like maybe the most collectible of the new wave of British heavy metal labels? It's really not. But it's a cool record. Alright, so if you didn't know that, now you do, and I'm sure I don't have to tell y'all what that's from, where, or who covered that song. Yeah, you know, so I'm going to throw on this, Ragpanen one for a minute here. Because I know that Finnish jazz gets all that much play in the community here, and I love this shit, so fuck. Here we go. Yeah, and like I said with the metal shit, this is a really cool, just like go-to heavy metal record, this Tyrant record. This is a band that took me a while to warm up to. This is the first album, Legions of the Dead. They made another one on Metal Blade 2 called Too Late to Pray. And they had at least one other record after that, although I don't think it was on Metal Blade, and I don't remember who put out the reissue that I have. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is a pretty cool record, man. It's not like, it's not gonna make you get rid of your Slayer records or anything like that. But if you want to listen to something you haven't heard 100,000 times, this is a pretty solid pick, man. You know? I'd probably compare it to a band like Jag Panzer or something like that, as far as like the heaviness and maintaining the heaviness throughout. But of course, one thing they have in common with Jag Panzer is it took me a few listens to really get into them, you know? So, yeah, see, I mean, this isn't really straight jazz, but I wouldn't call this rock either. Yeah, here's another one that, again, actually someone recommended in the comments section. This one's a little bit late. This is I mean, it's a high roller one, mine, but yeah, 2001 is when this originally came out. Malediction. Except they're French, and all their shit's in French. And you know, for some reason, fucking satanic song titles in French, I just find funnier than probably in any other language. Like, Le Fille du Satan. L'Enfant de l'Ombre. Me and my shitty French here fucking having a go at the titles for your entertainment. Here's another one that's relatively new to me, and actually I was tipped off to this one by Open Mike Eagle. Because he did this thing with, like, I might have mentioned it before, but he did this thing with, like, a whole bunch of rap albums that he really liked, and this is on the list. And I was a little bit surprised, because I know this band, Onyx, from the first record, Back to Fuck Up, which I have, and which is really good. I mean, I actually got that in my first sort of big rap kick back in, like, 2018-ish, and that was one of the ones I kept when I let go of some of the other stuff. But I hadn't heard this second one, and I thought that, like, you know, by 95, you know, how much that momentum was still going to be there or whatever. This is a really different record from that first one. That first one just like straight boom bap and all aggressive. This one definitely still has the beats and that going, but it feels a lot more sort of introspective, you know what I mean? This is almost, and not just like introspective and like, that makes it more like a mellow way. It seems more like you're sort of thinking shit through, but they're also doing it sonically, like in terms with the production, as far as where it goes and that. This really feels more like it sort of points in the direction of a lot of sort of the newer hip-hop that I've gotten so into over the last couple of years. God, has it really been a couple of years? Close. So, you know, you can tell it's the same main guys doing the rapping too, but it's not quite as just like throwing it all out there and it's all in your face, you know what I mean? Fuck you kind of rap, you know what I mean? It's more like, fuck you, but there are these other things to think about too, you know what I mean? It's a really interesting record. So, yeah, and I was surprised. I mean, I was expecting, since Open Mike Eagle recommended it, I wasn't expecting it to suck. But I wasn't expecting to like be sort of like captivated by it the way I was. So it's another interesting record too. Here's another one I pulled out. Fucking little Stevie Wonder. Now, I do tend to prefer Stevie's like early 70s records, like after he renegotiated his contract with Motown and was like really doing his own thing. This is definitely not that. I mean, he was the 12-year-old genius at this point in time. But Jesus, this is good, man. Fucking Fingertips, which is kind of the big hit on this one. Great song, man. Great performance. Yeah, it's kind of a short record, but I'll tell you, man, I'll take a short record that leaves me wanting more, you know? So, it's cool old Tamla label there, too, so. Don't ever sleep on Stevie Wonder, man, because Stevie's fucking fantastic. Like, bad Stevie is better than good records by a lot of bands, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might have mentioned this in the last video too. I've been playing this record a lot too. Fucking Blues and Roots by Mingus. Someone actually was asking me for a recommendation, like for a jazz record, just like out of the blue, you know what I mean? Like, what's one you recommend? I was like, well, this is kind of the one that got me into it, and like I hyped it a little bit, and I was like, well, fuck, I'm gonna pull it out myself now. And he was like, oh my god, I think it might be the first like jazz record that I've really enjoyed. And I was like, god damn, I can't believe how good this is, you know? Yeah, so I pulled out a couple others too. Yeah, I had a little session the other night with Mingus Dynasty, which is comparable to Blues and Roots. And then this one, which is like all that shit turned up to 11 on Black Saint and the Sinner Lady, which is actually one of the jazz records that I've always loved, even before I really got interested in jazz. Like, I've always loved Coltrane, and I've always loved the Black Saint and the Sinner Lady by Mingus. A lot of the other Mingus shit didn't really do as much for me, so, until a little bit more recently. But yeah, it's some really good shit. Trying to see what else we have here to talk about. Oh, here's another fucking record. I wanted to talk about this one recently too. Yeah, I did. This Postmortem one's been getting a lot of action around here too. I think Caveman is a fucking great song, dude. I mean, this whole thing is great. I mean, I'm not going to argue with a song called Fetus Man. I mean, what a great fucking... Yeah, though. Postmortem. I think I'll leave it at that. Yeah, and, well, it kind of covers it, you know? There's always more shit to listen to. I pulled this one out. Fucking Charles Rouse, I think you pronounce the name. Case could be Ruse. I'm pretty sure it's Rouse. 2 is 1. Very cool record. You know, like 70s sounding jazz, you know what I mean? You know, definitely some electronics going on in here. But a really cool title, worthy of the Strata East catalog. You know, a lot of that stuff is really, I mean, a lot of it's really sought after and collectible, but like, a lot of the reissues have been really good. And some of those records weren't all that great. Like, I Can Live Without the Descendants of Mike and Phoebe, you know? Yeah, apparently he was an alumnus from Thelonious Monk's band. But I don't know much about his career. It's interesting, actually. One thing that I've noticed with jazz is, like, the stuff on the bigger labels, like those Mingus records, or the one on Columbia that I showed, and, like Thelonious Monk, too. It seems like the back musicians tend, or the sidemen, I guess I should say, tend to get downplayed, whereas, like, on the Blue Note records, they're like, these are the sidemen. Like, you care about who these guys are, you know? That's something I kind of appreciate about the independent jazz from the era, you know? I don't know, maybe I thought it was just easier to, like, put one guy at the center at Columbia Records or something, I don't know. But whatever. Some of those records are still fantastic. Alright, well, kind of a disorganized video today. But that's just how we roll around here sometimes, so we'll see what I'm fixated on next time, but, yeah, I don't even fucking know. But you know something? I'm enjoying it. It's kind of nice mixing things up in the course of an afternoon instead of just being focused on one thing at a time, so... I wonder if other people do it. I hate to, like, be solicitous when it comes to comments in the comments section, but I am curious about how many people, will focus on one style at a time and sort of switch around versus just mixing things up like in the course of a day, you know what I mean? So, I've definitely known people who fall into both categories, you know? Anyway, if you feel like it, leave me a comment and I will reply to it, but unless you're an asshole, then I probably still will, but you know. Anyway, thanks for watching.